I don't know about you, but I'm sick and tired of dealing with fake skeptics. Mostly of the religious kinds, but honestly, they don't have to be religious. If you don't know what a fake skeptic even is, congratulations, you've clicked on the right video. Today we will discuss the special brand of intellectually dishonest, pretentious people. Let's not waste any more time. So who is a fake skeptic? What makes someone a fake skeptic, you ask? Well, fake skeptics are intellectual cowards who want to come across like their refusal to face reality is grounded in their questioning nature. Meaning, they are a special type of dishonest people who pretend to be a critical thinker when faced with ideas and conclusions that challenge their views. Why do they pretend? Well, the unsophisticated deniers of reality aren't ashamed to cut to the chase and admit they don't like science because it goes against their religious beliefs. That is not the case for the sophisticated fake skeptics. They will put on a mask. They will keep engaging you with all sorts of seemingly critical questions about various scientific findings. The first thing to notice with them is that they are never asking any question with the intent of educating themselves on the subject matter. For example, when I was young, I stumbled on the following problem with science. I was told that gravity makes masses attract each other. Like a magnet. I was told that gravity also is the reason that the planets in our solar system orbit the sun, for example. The problem with that was the contradiction between an orbit and an attraction. If the Earth is strongly attracted to the sun, why not just crash straight into it? Why orbit? That question led me to learn more about inertia. I learned about the tendency of things to keep moving in the same direction unless something interferes with it. I also learned about how the sun's gravity provides the centripetal acceleration that keeps planets constantly falling towards it while always missing it. My point isn't to teach you the physics here. I just want you to contrast this with what a fake skeptic does with their questions. We will assume it's a religiously motivated fake skeptic we're talking about because that is the most common type of such idiots anyway. When these fake skeptics ask a critical question, they're assuming you don't know the answer and say you don't, they will go ahead and assume that their pet religious beliefs must be the correct answer then. In other words, they never wanted to know what the answer even was. The point of their question is always a pathetic attempt at poking holes in the body of our scientific knowledge. Now, I feel like I personally spent a lifetime arguing with these fake skeptics. One strikingly good example are the creationists who refuse to accept evolution. They will question every last minute detail of our evolutionary history. You show them the fossils, they aren't buying it. You show them the chronological fossil record showing gradual transition of life forms, they don't accept it. You bring up comparative anatomy, that is not enough for them. You show them insane DNA and genetic evidence of evolution, they still aren't convinced. You show them the entirety of academia and the army of researchers from around the globe who converged at this one conclusion that evolution is a fact. Yet, they remain unconvinced. And they do so while pretending to be merely super skeptical of all the science and the scientists. That is a lie. They are not skeptics, and it is easy to prove that. Please pay attention to what I'm about to point out about these people. Just what the hell did it take for these people to accept the religious claims that God made people out of dirt? Did anyone ever take them somewhere and show them the pile of dirt? How many piles of dirt have been tested by anyone dead or alive to even be capable of spawning humans via magical incantations? Exactly what dating techniques confirmed for them if God made the world in 6 days or 16? How did they test that Jesus didn't have a human father or that he indeed could raise the dead or walk on water? My point is, where does this critical attitude go when it comes to their religious beliefs? If they're so hyper-skeptical that the ocean of corroborating evidence from a diverse global pool of experts don't convince them, how do they just accept that a snake talked to a woman made out of a man's ribs in some Garden of Eden? They just read it in an old Middle Eastern book and believed it to be true. Forget hardcore skepticism, they never even bothered to simply be critical of these impossible stories those books tell us. And before these fake skeptics give you excuse for why their religious books should get special consideration, let me quickly burst that bubble too. These same people who might excuse their religious texts as being exempt from critical assessment will happily go fault-finding in other people's religious books. They will happily mock and dismiss scriptures and teachings of other religions. This, to me, is evidence that not even they themselves believe that labeling something religious automatically exempts that from being critically assessed. If you've reached this far into the video, please consider checking out my other videos on the channel. This has been the Scientist. See you in the next video.